from the break. Special thanks go out to Kampala Serena Hotel for this beautiful space. Please make your bookings for all the good quality accommodation, conferencing, and any other meetings that you may have. Come to Kampala Serena Hotel. It's really a great place to be. I'm still here, Doreen Kemcha, Women in Business on Smart 24 TV. And today in this episode, we have Jerry Opoka. Jerry, let's get into this, right? And the good thing is that we are as candid as we can be. There's a guest who told me sometimes there's so many bills that come up. She was like, there are times when I almost run mad. And then you get to talk about your relations with the relation and the tightness and the bonding that you have with your clients, okay? Is exercise in any way therapeutic? Does it help? Does it really help? Because people are dying with their problems. And many business women, and even the clients, even those ones who are not business, are really, really struggling. So what have you seen?
So I think we have forgotten what this body is about. The body that carries us in this life, the entire time that we are existing in this world. This is our transporter. And our transporter needs to be well, okay? And our transporter carries every experience that we have. All the stress, all the joy, all the happiness, everything is here in this body. Now, the transporter today sits all day. It lays down all night. It sits on a boda. It takes a lift. And in the offices, I always speak about this. It has the rollers on the chair now so that we can roll around. We never move. To move this body is to connect with God, is to shake up the stagnation that happens when we sit for too long. I will give an example of blood. If you're just sitting like this every day, why would your blood be pumping up and down? What is the importance of blood moving? It carries oxygen, it carries nutrients, all the goodness throughout the body. It's the only thing that carries it. And then it takes toxins out. So if you're not moving, what's happening to the toxins that need to come out? They're sitting in there. And then they start to decompose. And that then clogs our brains. That means when we have challenges that we are dealing with, we can't see the solution. Because we can't think beyond the body that we are in. Now, when you go and dance, music blocks out those thoughts that you had. Then moving your body, the blood moves, toxins come out, okay? And you just shake the system up. If it's food that you ate that was sitting inside, now you even aid the digestive system that the food comes out. You cannot do exercise and come out the same as you went in. Literally, stress causes us to release a hormone called cortisol. Cortisol, once it goes into the system, it needs to come out. The only way it comes out is if you move. So does exercise heal? Absolutely. Absolutely. But people don't like to be inconvenienced. There's so much convenience. You have remote controls for everything. And we wish we could
make life easier.
Yes, we wish we had
easier.
Exactly. We wish we had a remote control for the body. It's not there. The only remote control is the tablets that we pop when we are not well. The body must move. I cannot emphasize it enough. Even if you're I see ladies, very successful, very high-flying jobs. They are making decisions that literally move the world. But they act like, I don't know how to make a decision around my body. How is that possible?
Talking about health, right? There are so many. Let's talk about the reality, okay? Your clients, there are some that really want to get into, and take advantage of that. But they say they can't afford this money, That it's a little bit, the rate is higher. Indeed, it is for the corporate person. But I know there are other alternative spaces that this person, another alternative lifestyle. What is the most practical thing for the person who would want to live a more healthy, exercising life but cannot afford the rates for something like that?
So I'll say two things. Number one, this affordability business needs to stop. Because when you have been diagnosed with a disease, there's no two ways. When you have to go and see a doctor and pay consultations, 50,000 now, there's no two ways. Yes, we may say we have insurance, but when we are sick, there's no compromise. So if that money that we don't pay to a facility, we
will end up using it.
We will buy food. We will buy junk, we will buy cake. Without batting an eyelid, we'll buy a pair of shoes because we are loving on ourselves. This self-love thing. I always say, if you can look in the mirror at yourself with no clothes on and love what you see, then you love yourself. Don't buy dresses. Don't buy shoes. Now, should you just decide that you don't have the time, I will accept. Not affordability. By the time you're calling yourself corporate, there's a reason. There's things that come with it. If you want to work out, if you want to get your exercise in, you can do as little as clean your house and you break a sweat. You can walk around your house 10 times every day and break a sweat. You can run around, you can play with the kids, you can turn music on and dance. You can walk to the shops. My God, you can take the stairs every day. If you're intentional, there is no reason why you should go from one place, dress in specific clothes, go and pay someone at the reception, and then go into a space for 1 hour. You can get your exercise in.
You know why I'm laughing? Clearly, you love what you do.
I do.
Clearly, you love what you do. I know you're more than breaking even. You're making a profit. You're doing quite well. How do you know when to step out, when to expand? Because I know you have moved from, one place to another. How do you know when to move? And also at the same time, how do you balance? Because most of the challenges, especially for social enterprises, is the harmony between business and impact. Yes? I know right now that you are passionate about what you do. How do you find that time to balance and know that I'm supposed to make a profit right now? And this is supposed to be philanthropy, because I also know you have something that you're doing with Bitabika. How do you balance everything?
For a person with my kind of personality, happy-go-lucky, it's hard. And you have to be intentional about that part. I gave so much of myself, so much of my time, because I loved what I was going to do and people didn't want to pay. And today, I'm so thankful for that, because I have gained so much experience from that, that if you want my service, you pay. How do I know that it's time to switch? The universe tells us always. Things, you just get like you don't have the same joy from what you were doing. Yet you still want to do it. That means your time in that place is done. It's not fulfilling you anymore because you've done it all. It's time to move up. Now you have to ask yourself, sit with yourself and ask, what else do I want to do? What else would make me happy? How do I monetize that thing? I have grown from just dancing to doing mental health awareness through dance. And now I'm paid to do it. I do speaking engagements that I'm paid for. And now I'm doing wellness because I'm looking at a whole person. I was dealing with the physical body. The physical body led me to the mind and all the mental health issues that people were grappling with. And I went to Bitabika. I started dancing with the patients and really immersed myself in the hospital, in just everything about mental health, and I grew. Now, when I bring the body and the mind, I have the whole person. So when I have the whole person, I know that what are we looking for every day when we get up to work? We need shelter and so on, but we need to eat. What are we eating today? How is it supporting us? How is it making us better people? Now I'm doing full-on wellness coaching.
And someone said, actually, I remember she was into construction, she still is, and she said there are so many opportunities around your niche.
Yes, exactly.
So many opportunities.
Exactly.
Because she said it's not just even just about building the houses.
Yes.
You know, there's plumbing, there's
Yes.
electrical work,
Yes.
there's interior design,
Even
there's
gardening.
stone making, there's
Yes.
all this. There are so many things. Instead of splitting yourself into little bits and scattering yourself so wide, it's much better to concentrate on something that is within
What you
your
truly love.
within your niche.
Yeah.
You do have partnerships, you reach out as well.
Yes, I do.
How do you do your marketing to reach out to these people?
Social media, a lot of people find me. Media, even though I struggle with social media. Yes. But I do a lot of work on social media. And also when I have one engagement, I meet people and talk about what to do. And I think my story is unique because of the journey I have walked. I broke into a space that women were generally not into, and to come from a corporate job and start dancing, people thought it is so unserious, but I said, you know what, I'm going to show you that we can make something serious of it,
Yes, yes.
which we did.
Yeah.
And because it gives me so much joy, I want to grow in that space. I listen to myself
Often.
I'm so intuitive where I'm concerned. So when I don't feel joy anymore, I question, is it time? And a lot of the times that lack of joy is because you're stagnating, you're not moving. So the brain is clogging. That's where stress comes from.
Yeah.
You know, we're not moving. Like, we're not moving physically, but we're also not taking this next step in our lives, in our businesses, because of fear.
That's so funny when you bring it out. And in most cases, we have two varying, perspectives. There are those ones who say that very many women want to micromanage. Yeah. You're telling them, no, step out. Yeah. Step out as often as possible, because you're stepping out yourself. And then there are others who tell you, know what, if I step out, I'm going to make mistakes. If I step out, those mistakes may cost me something beautiful that have started. So how do you find that balance on when to step out or not?
Oh my God, if you don't make mistakes, you don't live.
You don't learn.
You don't learn. You don't live. You don't live. Life, I can say I lived because I have stories. I have stories. I can say the other day I did something really silly and this is what happened. But because of that, today I can talk to someone else. Today I can make better choices. Yeah. We have to step out. When you try and hold on for too long, this is a whole micromanaging thing. Yeah. By the way, when you do a business that's out of passion, your own business out of passion, it's so hard to understand that someone else can feed into your business. Like, someone else can bring their own flavor into your business. Yes. Because you feel like, I'm going to lose the jerryness of it. Yes. But today, I'm like, if I hold on to the jerryness, I will die. Yeah. You know? Yeah. I have to let someone else come and hold my hand, and we grow. And we infuse
that jerry flavor.
The jerry flavor with someone else's, but keep the jerry flavor more.
Okay. That's a different one. And I think this is what very many businesswomen are worried about. Yes. If I bring someone else, they're going to come with their different ideas. They're going to tell me this. They're going to, and right now, there's a way you put it, the jerry flavor, right? Yeah. But you have to grow. You have to move on. And just in a nutshell, the things that I'm picking up from you is, start it off the legal way. Yes. Formalize it from the very beginning. Do what you love. It's okay, take a breather. Find out what you want to do. Don't rush. Because there are so many people. I know for sure someone who has gotten into poultry. She's still within the corporate world. She's gotten into poultry. It's still giving her, it's limping. But she's still taking her time. But you see, she's rabid about it. Oh, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? No, just breathe. Calm down and think about what you want to do. Don't get so hyper, you know? And then when you do that, learn. Continue learning. Continue learning as much as possible. And don't be afraid to take risks. Otherwise, you'll die.
I used to fear. I'm turning 50 in 3 years.
Really?
And I just thought like, oh, I can't start new things. My life is pretty much over.
Yeah.
But now I say to people, if I live another 50 years, and I want 60, if I live another 50 years, that will be 97. I want to live a good, strong 50 years, healthy and full of vitality. But what does that mean?
You have to take care of yourself.
I have to take care of myself because I have to work. I still have 50 years to live on my terms, not my children, not my husband, not
anyone else.
My parents, not my in-laws. The next 50 years are mine. How do I want to live them? That means I have to break away from anything that is not feeding into me. Now is my time. I've done the corporate jobs. I've tried the businesses, and I have found my place. Now, how do I grow where I am? With the Soul Fitness, with the Soul Foundation, which is doing the mental health work, with the Soul Wellness, which is doing the nutrition and just overall wellness.
Yes.
How do I want that to define the next 50 years of my life? We often fear that it's over, that we can't change now because we're running out of time. Oh my God. All you need,
it's never too late.
All you need for time is to be healthy and to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
And then you can do a million different things.
But to be able to do this, you must have a support system. Yeah, you must have a support system. I know you have a team, because definitely that Jerry flavor has to be infused. So you do have a team.
Yes, I do.
But you also have maybe a support. Who is your support system?
My husband, Mr.
Yes.
Sebunya. I know you called me Mrs. Opoka. So I go by Jerry Opoka. I did not change my name when I got married.
Yes.
But my husband, Oscar Sebunya, is really he's my rock. He balances me nicely. He's very calm. But he believes in me.
And he knows you.
And he knows me.
Yeah.
My children, I have conversations. If I tell my children I'm going to be on TV and I don't know what I'm going to say this time, they will just talk me through some of the great things that they have seen me do.
Yeah.
And that is enough. So they really keep me grounded. They really, really keep me grounded.
We've had some women actually struggle. Most of them, you know how women can sometimes, just like you mentioned, they shoulder quite a lot, and they don't talk about it. One, because they don't want to be criticized.
Yeah.
They already feel like a failure themselves. They don't want the whole world now judging them and making them feel worse. So sometimes, even as we have these conversations, we are very sensitive to the women out there that tend to castigate themselves so much. We've also had those ones that come up and say, you know what, my husband supported me in the initial part, but once my business caught up, he now says I'm not at home more often. He says, where does my money go? Where does the money go? And blah, blah, blah. And now he wants me to just close shop and go back home. Yeah. What do you think? What do you think about that?
So this journey is a whole lot about knowing who you are. Because when you know who you are, you're not defined by somebody else. When you know who you are, you can explain to somebody else why you are the way you are, and they can understand. I don't know what that husband is seeing, and because he believes himself. Okay, he believes that he's right, and he's doing right by his wife. But who is his wife? And maybe sometimes when he says things like that, you go with what he says, and you reaffirm to him that he knows what he's talking about, where you are concerned. You understand? So I am the only person who can really know Jerry. And then I can help my husband know me and understand me and appreciate me. So
and even getting to appreciate you, because all I was thinking about as you were talking is prancing around in these little shorts, you know. So,
Appreciate me and know that this is my Jerry.
yes, don't he get jealous? Doesn't he? He does.
I would like to say no, but when we just met, he was, I think all men are
Yes,
jealous.
yeah, cover
He
up.
was so jealous.
Yeah.
But I refused to do certain things. I refused to always update. Now I'm here, now I'm here, now I'm here. I said, you're going to have to trust me. You're going to have to trust me. For about 3 years, we struggled with that.
Yeah.
But for me, it was about giving away my power.
Yeah.
And today we are fantastic together. Because when I say I'm traveling somewhere by myself with a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
He's
You've
like,
got
okay,
to trust me.
you have to trust me.
When you say giving away my power, what does that mean? What do you mean?
So he determines what works for me. He determines when I should do certain things. How about me? And sometimes it's nice. It's nice when someone loves you enough to say, no, don't this, do that, the other. It's good and we love it as women. But even in that, I have to remember that I am an entity. I am a being. And sometimes I will not want to do certain things, so I'll say.
But the way you bring it out, why am I saying all this? Yes, you know why? Because there's somewhere it's leading, right? There is, we have these awesome partners. Yes, these awesome spouses that want to see us do well. But there must be a way, maybe, and this is not victimizing. There must be a way in which a woman in business can get to talk to her, communicate with her spouse so well that he will not feel that her growing bigger is a threat. There must be some, what are those nitty-gritties that have worked out for you in your relationship? Maybe they could as well work for someone else there.
I think, again, I will repeat, knowing yourself. Because when you know yourself, you know who you are in a relationship. You're not also threatened as a woman by the words that are coming from.
Oh, you don't feel attacked.
You don't feel attacked.
Yeah, don't take it as an attack.
You don't feel attacked because you say, he worries that he might lose me.
Yeah, yeah.
He worries that he might lose me. So how do I give him the comfort that I'm not going anywhere?
Yeah.
Everything I'm doing is for us. Yeah. And when I'm fulfilled in my job, in my business, then I'm fulfilled at home. Yeah. Then you compromise. You say, I'm working, but can we spend real time together? You initiate it. Yeah. Let him say he has no time. But slowly, we are so blessed and so gifted with our intuition and so on that we can, just like we do a child, get the child to turn around and see, don't just cry, don't panic. We can mold that man into the best version of him, where I am concerned.
You're literally the third person to tell me this in the last 2 weeks. In the last 2 weeks, one of them was a man, and you are the second woman. And I think women have to, especially those in business, and even those who are just stepping into business, have to be able to not look at this communication with their significant other as a fight, but rather communicate well, give them some time, look at the undertone of the message.
One very important message.
Yeah. Please, just stress it.
Beware of who you communicate with about the challenges in your relationship. Why do I say this? If I understand that he is genuinely worried, it doesn't matter how he's bringing it out. He may bark at you. Where is that coming from? If I understand that and I start to address it, if I go and tell somebody else that he barked at me, all they know is that he barked at me. They're not privy to the other information, the other side of him, where you may actually see that, you know what, he's insecure. So if you tell someone else, their response will be based on what you've told them, and you may want to act based on
that.
what they are giving you. You bring it back here. It doesn't match. Listen, but come back and know this is, because the same man will be a very different person with another person.
And in just a quick 1 second word, just look straight into that person who is looking back at you and picking up on things. Just wrap it up and just tell them something. Tell them something.
I just want to say to the ladies that, listen, we've got this. We have the mind for it. We have the body for it. We have the mind, body, and spirit to do that business right and balance with the family, with our wellness, with our friends, if only we are intentional. Give everyone their time, especially yourself. Especially yourself.
And that is it. Thank you so much for coming in. This is Women in Business. Today we have been blessed to have Mrs. Gary Opoka Sebunya. Very delighted. Keep shining, keep growing. We are watching you. We are rooting for you. We are celebrating you. Special thanks go out to Kampala Serena Hotel for this wonderful space. Please come and make your bookings for quality accommodation, dining, and conferencing. Until next time, I've been Doreen Kemcha. This is Woman in Business on Smart 24 TV. Bye-bye.